Thank you for inviting me to be part of your project. I'll do my best to answer the questions that you've sent me, okay? What do you do and who do you work for? I'm a speech language pathologist, and sometimes we're known as speech therapists. And what I do is I assess, diagnose, and treat speech, language, and swallowing disorders. So what does that mean? In a nutshell, I work with children and adults who have special needs and have trouble communicating using words. So my job is to find the best possible way for them to communicate their needs. And that can be by using words or signs and gestures or pictures, sometimes through writing or drawing. And we can also work with using certain electronic devices that help people communicate. Speech pathologists also work with people who have trouble feeding and swallowing. I'm a freelance speech pathologist, which means that I'm self-employed. I don't have a physical office, so I do what's called home visits, which means that I conduct speech therapy in the homes of the people who need it. How did you get started in your field? Wow. Let's see. After I finished Form 5, I didn't really know where to go, what to do. I really liked science, but I didn't want to go into the medical field because I didn't want to study that long. And I also liked teaching. So at that point in time, I was feeling a bit lost because I didn't really know where my interest would lead me. But a few months after Form 5, I met a few people who directed me towards speech therapy, and I got to meet other people who were already speech therapists and practicing in the country. So that kind of piqued my interest, and I decided to look into it as I went into college. And I was lucky too that when I was in college, my psychology lecturer knew all about speech therapy, and he encouraged me in that direction as well. What skills do you require in your field and to do your job? So I think the first thing is that you need to have good language and communication skills to be able to explain what you see in front of you to the parents, to your patients, to the other people that you work with, for example, doctors, psychologists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and teachers. You should learn to develop good observation and analytical skills, read a lot of research and integrate research into your assessment, your diagnosis, and your treatment plans. And I think the other important skill to have and to learn to develop is patience. Because some of the skills that we take for granted, like writing, like speaking, like putting words together in a sentence, those things come very easily for us, but not so for children and adults with special needs. So you need to have a lot of patience with that. And also the progress that you see and the success doesn't come so easily and so quickly. So sometimes it takes months and sometimes it takes years. So you need to be very patient. What made you want to do your job originally, and is it still the same thing? Yeah, I was intrigued by speech therapy because it kind of married my interests. I liked science, and I like working with children. I like to teach. And so I thought speech therapy was quite perfect for me. Is it still the same thing? Yeah, I still do enjoy working with children. I still do enjoy teaching and being taught, and I still do love science. So this is still the perfect job for me. How does your job affect your lifestyle? So I'm a freelance speech pathologist, which means that I have the freedom of choosing the number of hours I want to work in a week, and the freedom to choose the kind of projects that I want to take on. So this job has allowed me that balance between work and family, which I'm grateful for. The other thing about this job also is that I've met so many people, adults as well as children, who have to go through so many challenges in their lives, and I've been privileged enough to be able to see how they overcome those challenges. So it's made me realize that I really have nothing to complain about. So this job has been and is still very humbling. What do you enjoy about your job and what's difficult about it? I think all the children that I meet are different. They have different speech and language skills and challenges. They have different personalities. So I have to find creative ways to help them develop their speech and language. And so my job is never boring. There's never a dull moment in my day. So what's difficult about my job? I can't say that there's anything particularly difficult about it. I think I see them as challenges. So there are definitely challenges in the job. For example, if I have to see, say, 5 or 6 children in a day and I'm spending an hour for each child, I'm constantly on my feet and I have to be mentally alert. So my challenge is to make sure that I'm able to keep my energy level up for every child that I meet for the day. What is the best project you worked on? Many years ago, my team and I organized a talk for parents and caregivers of children with Down syndrome. And we got many professionals to come on board to talk to these parents. These professionals are a doctor, a physiotherapist, an occupational therapist, a dietitian, a special needs educator, as well as a speech pathologist. So that was quite fulfilling because we managed to get so many people to come under one roof to discuss the issues and difficulties and challenges when helping children with Down syndrome. But really, any project in which I get to work with other professionals who see children with special needs is always fulfilling. What tips do you have for a person who wants the same job as you? I'd say do your research to see if this field speaks to you, resonates with you. You can talk to speech pathologists and ask them questions, get permission to observe them in different settings, like for example in hospitals, in nursing homes, in schools, in private practice. And you can go to the websites of professional organizations in each country. For example, the Malaysian Association of Speech, Language and Hearing, the American Speech, Language and Hearing Association, or Speech Pathology Australia. You can watch YouTube videos on the different types of speech, language and communication disorders, as well as watch speech pathologists from other countries in action, also on YouTube. So I hope that I've answered your questions to your satisfaction, but I'm happy to answer more if you feel that you want more information. All the best. Okay, bye.